Good evening. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. My name is Nada St. Germain, and I'm really excited to have Dr. Susan Beck's presentation that I'm going to be sharing with you this evening. It was shared to me by one of our promoters. And what's really nice is Dr. Susan Beck did this presentation for a team in Africa during their conference, and I found the information really, really helpful. And then we'll have a discussion around some of the other products that also help with gut flora, gut bacteria. And we have Mary Ellen Vandermeer, holistic nutritionist, that's going to be partnering with me this evening. So I'm really happy to have her back. And some of you that don't know me, my name is Nada St. Germain, and I was introduced to Neolife over 33 years ago. I was struggling with my health, just being tired and normal hormonal stuff and joint pain and allergies. I was using antihistamines pretty much year round, and my immune system was not the strongest. And right around that same time, my mom was really struggling with her health as well, a lot of aches and pains, and later diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And when a neighbor and a dear friend shared Neolife with me and my mom and my family, it turned our health around completely. I got so excited about sharing this information with others, and I was very drawn to the science. So I was very fortunate that I was able to leave my police career and venture into this amazing business where I'm truly having an impact in people's lives. So I'm sure when you hear Dr. Susan Beck's explanation on the science and just how to keep that gut health healthy, especially the microbiome. I'm sure you'll be so grateful, and you'll probably want to share this information with others and just really get your life on track and get your health on track as well. So let's start with Dr. Susan Beck, and then we'll continue on with the discussion. So thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Susan Beck. I'm the Chief Science Officer at Neolife and a member of the Scientific Advisory Board. I'm excited to talk to you today about the Neolife difference and to go into detail about the benefits of some of our key products. Just a little bit about me. I have a PhD in nutritional science. I'm a certified nutrition specialist, and I'm an expert in Chinese medicine, as well as in European and American botanical medicines. I've created over 300 products in all kinds of formats and delivery systems in my career, from supplements to skincare, foods and beverages, and even pet food. And I'm so happy to have found a home at Neolife. Today, I'm going to talk about gut health, also known as our microbiome health, and how Neolife's products, specifically PhytoDefense, Salmon Oil Plus, and our fiber tablets, can help with gut health or microbiome health. I'm also going to talk about what makes Neolife so different from other companies. Now, first of all, what is our microbiome? It's a community of healthy microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, and fungi that live on our skin, in our mouth, and in our gut. In fact, our body is made up of 57% microorganisms and 43% human cells. So if you think about it, we're really only about 43% human. And without our microbiome friends, humans would come under attack from pathogenic or disease-causing microbes, and they would kill us off pretty quickly. So it's critical to keep our microbiome healthy. Now, what does our microbiome do for us? It impacts our weight. We need our microbiome to be healthy in order to be at our ideal weight. It helps prevent chronic illnesses like heart disease, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and gastrointestinal diseases. It creates a strong immunity because, for example, if someone is lacking in healthy microbes, then they will have a weakened immune system. And also, it influences our mood. If our microbiome is unhealthy, we can be depressed or anxious. And how do we keep our microbiome healthy? We need to avoid foods that contain too many saturated fats, ultra-processed foods, and foods with too much sugar. Think donuts, hamburgers, sugary sodas. We also need to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables in order to keep our microbiome healthy. The World Health Organization recommends 5 portions of fruits and vegetables a day. But 95 studies that evaluated over 2 million people from around the world say we need 10 portions of fruits and vegetables a day. Here's what eating 10 portions of fruits and vegetables does for us. It reduces our risk of cardiovascular disease by 28%. It reduces our risk of stroke by 33%. and it reduces our risk of dying prematurely by 31%. And the reason we see such a dramatic difference in our health when we eat lots of fruits and vegetables is because fruits and vegetables have an anti-inflammatory effect on the body. They provide important antioxidants, and they act as prebiotics, as food for our microbiome. However, in a recent global study of 162 countries, 88% of these countries were below the recommended intake. This means that most of us are not getting 5 portions of fruits and vegetables a day, let alone the 10 we need for optimal health. So the solution is to bridge the gap by supplementing with Neolife's products. Since we don't always eat perfectly, Neolife's nutritional supplements gives us many of the critical antioxidant nutrients and prebiotics that are found in consuming lots of fruits and vegetables. These Neolife products help support gut health, and supplementing with Neolife's products is a great way to optimize our nutritional insurance. Let's start with PhytoDefense, which includes 3 products in one: carotenoid complex, flavonoid complex, and cruciferous plus. All 3 of these products contain ingredients which play a positive role in microbiome health. PhytoDefense contains carotenoids, flavonoids, and important compounds from cruciferous vegetables. All of these compounds improve gut health in several different ways. Let's start by talking about carotenoid complex. Carotenoids are pigments found primarily in fruits and vegetables. There are over 600 different types of carotenoids found in nature. Carotenoids are important for microbiome health. They act as prebiotics, which again is the food our microorganisms need in order to stay healthy. In fact, the latest research indicates that carotenoids help to maintain the right balance of healthy microorganisms. Plus, carotenoids also decrease the ability for harmful bacteria to grow in our guts. And carotenoids help create microbiota diversity, which is important because a wide array of microbes in our gut make our microbiome more capable and resilient in its ability to fend off both acute and chronic illnesses. Also, Neolife's carotenoid complex was studied by USDA researchers and was found to boost immune capacity by 37% in 20 days by increasing white blood cells called lymphocytes, including natural killer cells. So our carotenoid complex was clinically proven by USDA researchers to protect our heart, defend our cells, and boost our immune power. Neolife's carotenoid complex is a great way to close the carotenoid gap. It provides 15 powerful carotenoid nutrients from whole food-derived extracts, including carrots, tomatoes, spinach, red bell peppers, strawberries, apricots, and peaches. It's a source of powerful antioxidants, including beta-carotene, alpha-carotene, lycopene, lutein, and zeaxanthin. Now let's talk about flavonoid complex. Flavonoids are phytochemical compounds present in many plants, fruits, and vegetables. Neolife's flavonoid complex contains an exclusive blend of flavonoid-rich extracts and concentrates derived from whole cranberries, kale, decaffeinated green tea, beets, elderberries, red and black grapes, oranges, lemons, and grapefruit. Also, we have added vitamin C to enhance absorption. Our flavonoid complex supports capillary strength. It promotes cellular well-being and normal tissue growth throughout the body. And it also promotes inflammatory balance within the body. Now, flavonoids have a specific role when it comes to the microbiome. Flavonoids are prebiotics, and they make sure the microorganisms in our gut are healthy. In addition, they strengthen the intestinal barrier, so it's less likely that disease-causing agents can get through, which means flavonoids help keep us safe from harmful bacteria and viruses. Next up is cruciferous plus. Cruciferous vegetables are vegetables like kale and broccoli, which, like flavonoids and carotenoids, act as prebiotics for our microbiome. For example, studies show that it only takes 14 days of eating cruciferous vegetables to change our microbiome health for the better, which then creates a healthier immune system. Neolife's exclusive cruciferous blend contains whole food-derived ingredients, including broccoli, radish, kale, and watercress extracts. These ingredients support healthy cellular development and a healthy immune response. So Neolife's PhytoDefense, which is 3 products in one, provides the nutrient equivalency of 6 optimal servings of whole food phytonutrient fruit and vegetables. which go a long way in helping to bridge the nutrient gap missing in so many people's diets. Also, because phytodefense provides important prebiotics for our microbiome, it then helps support a healthy immune system, and it helps balance cellular inflammation in our bodies. Again, the stronger our microbiome is, then the healthier we are. Let's talk about omega-3 salmon oil plus, which supports a healthy heart and also supports a healthy microbiome. Now, the general recommendation is that it's best to eat 2 portions of 140 grams of fatty fish per week for optimal heart health. Here's the thing, though. It's also important to take a daily fish oil supplement. A recent study of over 400,000 men and women showed that daily fish oil supplements are associated with the 13% lower risk of all causes of dying, a 16% lower risk of death from cardiovascular disease, and a 7% lower risk of cardiovascular disease. So eating 2 servings of fish per week is important for heart health, and so is taking a daily fish oil supplement. And it's well known that obesity is associated with chronic inflammation, and it turns out that the gut microbiota is an important part of overcoming obesity. In a study of 876 participants, researchers found that the higher the omega-3 fatty acid intake people had, then the healthier their microbiome composition was, which means they had lower overall inflammation and lower risk of obesity. Also, it turns out that one of the reasons omega-3s provide cardiovascular benefits is because they act as prebiotic nutrients for our microbiome, which in turn alters our microbiome for the better and reduces overall inflammation. And we know that Neolife's Omega-3 Salmon Oil Plus works to support heart health. A clinical trial on Neolife's Omega-3 Salmon Oil Plus showed that it reduced triglycerides by 17% and improved the omega-3 index by 38%. The Neolife clinical trial also showed that our salmon oil reduced an important cellular inflammatory marker by 68%. So Omega-3 Salmon Oil Plus provides healthful omega-3 fatty acids, which play a role in the health and function of the heart and cardiovascular system, and the cellular inflammatory and anti-inflammatory balance of the body. Now, our Omega-3 Salmon Oil Plus is the only product that's standardized to 8 important omega-3s. It's sustainably fished in pristine North Atlantic waters. It's also ultra pure in that it's tested for over 200 contaminants, including mercury, lead, and PCBs. 1 capsule a day provides the equivalent amount of a little more than 2 servings of fatty fish per week, or about 10 servings of fish per month in a 30-day supply. Now let's talk about Neolife's fiber tablets, but before I do, let's talk about what fiber is, the different types of fiber, and what the latest research says on the health benefits of dietary fiber. Fiber is a fundamental part of a healthy diet if people are eating whole grains, legumes, fruits, and vegetables. However, more people are eating ultra-processed foods, and the first thing that happens to ultra-processed foods is that the fiber is stripped away. Here are the overall benefits of dietary fiber. It promotes weight loss, acts as a prebiotic for a microbiome, it helps with regularity, it helps reduce toxin load, it also lowers blood pressure, it helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels, and it reduces cholesterol levels. There are 2 different types of fiber, insoluble fiber and soluble fiber. Fruits and vegetables contain both types of fiber. For example, apples are known to have soluble fiber, but they also contain cellulose, which is an insoluble fiber. Now, insoluble fiber binds to toxins and carcinogens, so they are eliminated through the waste. Soluble fiber helps to support a healthy microbiome because it acts as a prebiotic for the microorganisms in our gut. Now, there's been a lot of research on the benefits of dietary fiber. For example, both types of dietary fiber help with weight loss. In fact, dietary fiber is a predictor of weight loss. In a recent study on dietary fiber and weight loss, researchers found that it didn't really matter what people ate as long as they got enough fiber. Because if they consumed enough fiber, then they were more likely to lose weight. So the bottom line is the more fiber we eat, the more likely we are to lose weight. Also, dietary fiber helps with satiety, or how full we feel. For example, the amount of calories absorbed from fiber-rich foods are much lower than foods that do not contain fiber, like ultra-processed foods. Plus, soluble fiber slows down the rate in which food is absorbed, making us feel full longer. So fiber helps with satiety. And there have been multiple studies on dietary fiber and heart health. For example, there was a recent global study that showed that fiber can be used as a treatment for reducing blood pressure. In addition, several studies have shown that dietary fiber, specifically soluble fiber, reduces LDL, or bad cholesterol. And there's been many studies on dietary fiber and blood sugar. Because the body does not absorb and break down fiber, it does not cause a spike in blood sugar like other carbohydrates. So the more fiber we eat, the more stable our blood sugar will be. And because dietary fiber regulates blood sugar, it can be used as a therapeutic intervention or treatment for type 2 diabetes. The studies show that dietary fiber reduces diabetic complications, improves quality of life, and helps people live longer. Now, the World Health Organization recommends that people get 25 grams a day of fiber. They don't distinguish between soluble or insoluble fiber, just that people should get a total of 25 grams of fiber per day. Although the traditional African diet is high in fiber, African consumers have increasingly purchased unhealthy ultra-processed foods over the past 50 years, especially in urban settings. This increasing reliance on processed foods has led to a decrease in fiber consumption, which in turn has led to an increase in obesity and other chronic health issues in Africa. For example, a recent study of people in South Africa showed that about 63% of South Africans are already living in urban areas, and the number is expected to rise to 71% by 2030. As part of this ongoing urbanization process, people tend to adopt more Western dietary patterns, which means much less fiber is consumed, and likewise, there's a dramatic increase in chronic illnesses. Different from other companies. I'm going to talk about 7 ways that Neolife is different from other companies. First, our company culture is unique. People are number one at Neolife. Now, a lot of companies say that people are number one, but they don't act that way. Our number one stated value as a company is to be a good person. So starting with the top with our CEO, Kendra Brassfield, and with our COO, Marco Taylor, every person who works at Neolife embodies the value of being a good person. Our second Neolife difference is our scientific advisory board. In a lot of companies, you might have one person creating the formulation, and they're not always a scientist. In our case, we have a team of scientists working on product formulations and ensuring that the science behind the products is sound. Because of our dedication to scientific innovation, Neolife has been in the business for 65 years. Most companies don't last 10 to 20 years, let alone 65. We even have recently added a new SAB member, Dr. Abby Smith-Ryan. She is a highly accomplished and respected figure in the field of exercise physiology. She has contributed over 190 peer-reviewed published articles to scientific literature. We are really happy to have Dr. Abby on our SAB team. The third Neolife difference is exceptional quality. Our testing practices exceed global standards. We use drug standards, not supplement standards, for testing our products. We use only quality ingredients from either whole foods or from bioequivalent nutrients. For example, we don't use synthetic beta-carotene. Instead, we use carrot oleoresin, and we know where the carrots are grown. As another example, we don't use synthetic vitamin E, which is only half as bioavailable as natural vitamin E. We formulate based on quality and efficacy, not cost. The fourth difference is that we're a mission-driven company dedicated to ending the trend of poor health and nutrition. In fact, a recent study showed that bad diets are responsible for more deaths than smoking. About 11 million deaths annually are linked to diet-related diseases like diabetes and heart disease. And researchers say that diet is a leading risk factor for deaths around the world. This brings us to the fifth Neolife difference, which is our superior products, like the ones that we talked about today. Our products make a real difference in people's health and wellness around the world. We have clinical trials published in prestigious journals that prove our products work, along with thousands of testimonials from around the world from people whose lives have been changed for the better by taking Neolife's products. The sixth Neolife difference is a commitment to giving back. The family set up a foundation as part of a giving back program many years ago. Here are just a few things that the Neolife Family Foundation does. 90% of every dollar donated goes directly to children in need around the world, including Mexico for special needs children and Wave West Africa for helping to build schools for education. It also helps to protect our planet by restoring California's forest and rescuing oil-soaked penguins in South Africa and protecting wildlife in Africa. And finally, the seventh and one of the most important differences of all is you, our distributors. We are grateful for the work you do to spread the word, person by person, family by family, to end the trend of chronic disease and illness in the world. I want to thank you on behalf of the Neolife family for listening today and for everything that you do to help people live healthy and happy lives. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. I was so happy to hear this presentation, and I just wanted to let you know that when she started talking about the fiber piece, in Africa, they have the fiber tablets. Well, Neolife in Canada has a different kind of fiber. So I thought I would just go over the benefits of our natural fiber and why you should consume fiber, because she did talk a little bit about the stats in Africa. But the average person in North America consumes only half the dietary fiber needed daily for long-term good health. An increased fiber intake with meals can help you feel fuller. And she talked about the weight and the satiety and just feeling more satisfied. And boosting fiber promotes regularity naturally without habit-forming drugs. And regular elimination is so important because it does reduce the length of time the GI tract is exposed to harmful substances. So that's why it's so important to have a really good fiber. I love our all natural fiber food drink. I do put it in our protein shake and also put it in some of my baking, like banana breads and oatmeal cookies and pancakes. That's the way I used to hide it in my kids' breakfasts. And it's a natural fiber with all 5 types from 12 different whole food sources. Again, not to mention that it's complete and balanced with all forms of soluble and insoluble fibers that Dr. Beck talked about, the importance of that, especially rich in oat fiber, which is shown by research to particularly support heart health. Our exclusive Neo Polyfibe helps remove cholesterol without robbing nutrients. And fiber slows down the absorption of sugar, minimizing spikes in blood sugar as well. And only 1 gram of fat per servings and no cholesterol, added salt, corn, or wheat proteins, preservatives, or sulfites. And it's very light and very airy. I know a lot of people talk about some of the fibers that are out there very gritty and grainy, and they don't taste very good. The Neolife fiber tastes really, really nice, and it's very light and airy, so it blends really nicely, even if you just have it by itself. But I do like it in the Neolife shake. So, and it's naturally sweetened and flavored as well. Now, I'm going to have our wonderful holistic nutritionist join us now and talk a little bit more about the benefits of good bacteria, because that also is part of that microbiota balance and core wellness. So Marilyn Vandenbrinks, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nada, because the microbiome is a real passion for me, because I know so many people, as I mentioned, with illnesses and obesity and all these challenges, a lot of it's linked to our gut. And I remember even when my son, how I got into Neolife, because he had allergies and respiratory issues, but he always had gut pains. I remember all the time. And that was probably the start of where all of his issues were. And so what Dr. Beck talked a lot about tonight were what they call the prebiotics. And prebiotics are food for probiotics. So the microbiota, it's all of the millions of tiny living organisms that exist in our body, and all together are called the microbiota. Individually, we call them microbes. They live on and within the defensive linings of our body, found on the skin, in the nose, mouth, and especially in our guts. So the Neolife acidophilus is very different, because you just have to look in any drugstore, health food store, there is walls of probiotics. But the technology with this gel guard protection that Neolife uses, what that means is that these probiotics actually get down into the gut. And this protective matrix guarantees delivery by firstly protecting against the acidity of the stomach. Because, if you eat yogurt and it has probiotics in it, oftentimes a lot of that probiotic doesn't get past the stomach acid, it gets destroyed. But it also protects against the harsh environment created by bile salts in the small intestine. So it gets right down into the colon where we need it. And this gel matrix dissolves and releases the bacteria at the lower intestinal sites where they're needed, the distal portion of the ileum and large intestine. And you can see in the picture there that gelatin capsule. And in Neolife, they do have an artificial stomach, and they put through all the different probiotics. And the Neolife one was the only one that made it through. So they actually test to make sure that these products do get into the right environment. And with Acidophilus Plus, you can be guaranteed that live microorganisms survive the digestive process and will be delivered to the intestines. And what all that means is it works, right? Each capsule is filled with 5 billion live viable microorganisms and as many as 10 servings of yogurt. And I remember when Dr. Todd Miller was saying that, if they had like a skinny person, and if you took a bad microbiome from a heavy person and injected it in the skinny person, they'd actually get heavy. That shows how powerful our microbiome is. And it's so important to have a good probiotic. Like a lot of them, the bacteria, you think this is bacteria, you want it pure. I was sitting one time, I was listening to this lady. She goes, "Oh yeah, I just buy my probiotics at Walgreens." And the lady beside her goes, "Oh my gosh, didn't you hear that so many people got sick from that probiotic because the bacteria was contaminated?" So this is why the purity and trusting the company is so, so important.
It's so true, Marilyn. Thank you so much for sharing that. And this is a product that really helped me when I mentioned, my allergies. I know that the gut health plays a really big role with the immune system. And this was something that played a really big role in getting my allergies under control. So definitely one of my favorite products. So thank you so much for giving us a little more detail on this amazing product that Neolife has to offer. And, we do have a lot of different products for total health and wellness solutions. And something that most people really like to start with is something called Core 3. And I talked about a protein shake, and a protein shake does have some fiber, which is awesome. And if you add the Neolife fiber, it's a great way to start your morning. The Neolife shake has all 22 amino acids. It's great for breakfast. Again, is a complete meal replacement, or it can be added to your breakfast if you're not concerned about weight gain. But it's wonderful for weight management, total wellness, and also for peak performance. And there's a Pro Vitality, which is a multivitamin pack that has one of those carotenoids that Dr. Beck talked about. So the carotenoids are the antioxidants for the immune system. There's an omega-3 fish oil and a multi, all in this amazing convenient pack. And then when you add the Elevate, which is our amazing clean energy drink that just is great for mental focus, energy, hydration. We call this Core 3. And in October, Neolife does have a special, an amazing promotion, whereas if you purchase 100 points of Neolife products, you get that Elevate for free in your order. So if you have somebody that's kind of thinking of getting started and trying the basic, even the breakfast solution, share this with them, because it's an amazing way to get this amazing product for free. And some of you are probably wondering, well, how do I get started in using some of these amazing products? Well, it's free to become a member. As soon as you join, you automatically get a 10% discount. You can even get a 20% discount by going on a monthly order. And there's even a way to get your products for free and get your shipping back. So we can explain that to you when we sit down with you and get you started on the different products that suits you. Now, if you're kind of curious about the income opportunity, I'm not going to go into all the details of that this evening, but some of you know my journey where I was able to leave my police career because of this incredible income opportunity. Well, where can you start a business in Canada for as little as $98 or $75 in the US? This unlocks a 25% savings. You have full access to an incredible compensation plan in your business for yourself, but not by yourself. And we work together as a team to help and support you grow your business. So that is one option. If you or someone you know really enjoys helping others, incredible income opportunity because the products work and you truly impact people's lives. So if you're interested in learning more, speak to the person who invited you tonight. Join me in more health talks every Tuesday. We do a basic introduction. Every Thursday, we dive in deeper into some specific. I think next Thursday, we're going to be talking about heart health, cardiovascular health. And we can send you that link as well if you're interested in learning more. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I will stop the recording and open it up to any questions you may have. So thank you all for joining us. And thank you, Mary Ellen, for sharing your amazing knowledge with us this evening.